Hello everyone, welcome to Jodie's Story and Craft. Did you watch the video about the blue thief? Can you remember the story? How about you stop the video and see how much you can remember was in the story. Then we're going to do some craft together. Today's craft is called Crazy Bird Craft, and I'll show you one I've made. It's all blue because of all the blue things that the special bird in the Blue Thief story, the satin bowerbird, collects. Can you see I've got some blue wings, a blue beak, blue eyes, and lots of blue pieces of paper, and even a blue tail. Doesn't really look like a feather though, does it? Like you see on birds. That's why it's crazy. So, how about we make one together? You might like to do one that is a different type of bird. Yours might be all colourful, like a rainbow lorikeet. Or yours might be black and white, like a magpie. Or you can do something completely different, just make up your own bird. So what you'll need is some paper cylinders like these, like we get inside our wrapping paper or paper towels. I've got some glue. Or we could just use some sticky tape. I've got pieces of paper that I've cut up that I'm going to glue onto my cylinder. I've got some stickers that I rummaged around the bottom of my drawer and found. I've also got that ribbon that I showed you as the tail on my crazy bird. And I've got some paper so I can do a fold, a concertina fold, to be able to create my wings and also to create my beak. So you can have anything that you can find that it sort of is like those things. Totally up to you. You don't have to be doing exactly the same things as me. And you know what is a great idea is if you can ask mum and dad for an old box or an old container that no one's using and fill it up with lots of bits and pieces from around the house that probably normally goes out into the recycling, like old egg cartons or pieces of wrapping paper that have been used, card, pieces of wool, shopping brochures like these, which I'm actually using just as my floor covering so I don't get glue on there. Yeah, just things that you feel could be useful for your own craft activities. So that, perhaps on the weekends, you can get your scissors out, your glue out, and off you go, creating whatever you want to create from those items. And it doesn't cost much money at all. Mum and Dad will love it. Maybe a little bit of mess. Okay, off we go. Let's make our crazy bird. So I've got my cylinder. And what I'm going to do first is fold my wings so that they look like this. So I can just take a square piece of paper, or so it can be this size, or it can be rectangular like this. And I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to do kind of like do a fold that makes a fan. So what I do is I fold over the first bit. I'll just come back a bit so you can see. And then I turn the piece of paper over and I fold it back on itself, like that. You see my folds there? And I keep doing that again. I do another fold and then fold it back on itself. So now I'm getting that concertina look. The folds are starting to look like a bit of a fan. And I keep going until the end, and then see how it fans out like that. And what I'm going to do on my crazy bird is I'm going to put some sticky tape in the middle and just fan it out a little bit on the side so that I've got my wings. So I've got my wings. Now I'm going to make my beak. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut out a triangle. So you can see where I've cut out my other one. So I'm just going to cut a triangle You can make it big or little. Totally up to you, however you want your crazy bird to be. And then I fold that in half, like that. Okay, so I've got my wings, I've got my beak, and now I'm going to just cut off a tail. And you can use whatever you like for your tail, but I've just got a little bit of a blue ribbon here, which I'm going to use, so that's all ready to go. And I'm going to start by firstly sticky taping my wings onto my cylinder. So I'm going to grab some wings that I made, fan them out a little bit, and I'm going to grab my sticky tape and just put a piece of sticky tape down the middle on top of my cylinder, like this, just so it stays in place. There we go. And I'm also going to put on my beak next, so we'll just choose which end we want the beak to go. And again, I'm going to use some sticky tape. You could just put some glue at the top here, or just use some sticky tape. It's a bit tricky just getting your fingers in to sticky tape that down. We'll see how we go. There we go. There's the beak. There's the wings. And now I need a tail. So I've got my tail that I've cut, and I'm just going to again sticky tape that to the end. I might actually make that stand up. So I like it if it's sticking up in the air. I'll sticky tape that either on the inside of the cylinder or on the top. There we go. Mine certainly looks a bit crazy because I've got the beak off to a little bit off to one side, but that's okay. I like that. It's even more crazy than I expected. So now I'm ready to glue on my feathers. So I've got some glue on my paper plate and my paintbrush, and off I go, gluing on all the bits of paper that I've cut up. I ended up gluing on lots of feathers on mine because I figure she needs to stay warm as the weather's getting colder. So I wanted to give her lots of feathers. How did you go? Well, I'm ready to go and fly her around the house and see how she goes. You might like to make another one, a different colour, a different crazy bird, or you might like to have a look at all the different birds that come and visit your house outside and draw some of your favourite ones. Well, I think for me, it's time to go and wash my hands and pack up, and I shall see you next time. Bye.